Alibaba is a Chinese e-commerce company that provides consumer-to-consumer, business-to-consumer and business-to-business sales services via web portals.
Right, so I think everyone is familiar with this one. It's been listed on the New York market for just under a year. Its founder, Jack Ma, made quite a nice splash. But remember, this is a business that is based in Guangzhou in China. It's exclusively a Chinese business, really. What it was set up for was to facilitate the internationalization of the sales of Chinese companies. But it also has an enormous business called Taobao, where Chinese people, like eBay, sell stuff to each other. And they use Alibaba's payment system in order to effect the transactions.
Given that you're such an expert in the online space, before I ask you the question, market cap here, $200 billion, trades on a PE of 43, pays no dividends. Have you tried Alibaba? Have you bought anything from Alibaba?
I've not. So, you know what? When you're looking for something like 300 kilograms of nails to sell in your hardware store, then Alibaba is the place to go, because it will introduce you to a whole plethora of Chinese people who either own nail factories or pretend that they own nail factories, or who are middlemen who source nails and sell them into the rest of the world. I've been to China, though, and I have seen how into business and commerce Chinese people are.
What,
so in
do you
every corner,
do you have exposure to Alibaba?
Yes, I own Alibaba shares too. Now, it's a strong Chinese company. They set up their listing and listed in New York. They looked at Hong Kong. They couldn't work it out. It's a slightly strange listing structure, to be honest. That price there is only the price for the last year. So you can see it goes at a listing price of 80 or thereabouts, all the way up to $120.
And then comes back down.
And it's been sagging ever since. So again, the issue really is people are a bit anxious about what the correct price level is. But remember, that happened to Facebook. That happened to Twitter. That happens to a lot of these businesses with high growth and modest profits.
It's not scaring you off the story, though.
Well, look, I mean, it's a fabulous environment from a business point of view, because China, 1.3 billion people, all of them pretty eager with regard to e-commerce, pretty open to the idea of online buying, delivering. The whole credit card access is opening up. It's a fabulous place to be. They're very well trusted in that environment. Their payment system, Alipay, has become integral to the banking system in China. Plus, it's this enormous export-driven portal for Chinese manufactured goods, for all and sundry. Yes, many people actually go to China and find a supplier, but there's an enormous number of people who are happy just to use these kinds of platforms instead of going to the
I think the bottom line is, if you believe in the online retail story, then you have to back the heavyweights in this environment, and good to have that Chinese and that US exposure.
Exactly. So they're quite similar in terms of scale, also at around the $200 billion mark. I think this one is going to be up and down. I think the fact is it's on a 43 PE. It's got a regulatory environment that investors don't entirely understand. It's got various funny things going on with regard to how the profits will actually be accrued, how the listed Cayman Island shell, which is what is traded in New York, relates to the actual underlying profits. But Jack Ma made a very impressive presence when the business was listed. He made the point that they're not about short-term profits. It's all about long-term market development and helping small business people. So honestly, I think this is one to own, but definitely, again, have it in the sort of high risk, out of the money option type of part of your portfolio.
Well, are we going hot on Alibaba on that note?
Definitely, and with regard to the price going down, I think it presents with a valuable buying opportunity. Again, you've got to buy those in New York, which is where they are principally listed.